Not won or lost on the starting line, and Canolis gets it 2 over. 2 over, margin victory. Wow, 9 thousandths of a second. Lawrence Curry, Team Cecil getting the head start over Lightning Tisdale, Team Lebanon. Lights are close. Tisdale, 4 over, gets the win. Curry was 5 over. Margin victory, 6 thou. Dave Ferguson, the sled rider, getting the head start. He's from Ireland. Kevin Twardowski in the other lane, and Ferguson goes red. Twardowski, 009 green. 545 on a 47 for the win. In the far lane, Jeff Tisdale. Almost a heads-up race with Chris Mealy from Island Dragway. Jeff from here. Jeff has the light. Jeff gets the win with a 2 over run. Next pair, Kevin Sutliff. This is a really nice looking bike. 2008 Hayabusa. Chasing Kevin Hamilton over in the far lane. Hamilton, Team Mason-Dixon. Kevin, Team Esta. Close on the lights, and Kevin Hamilton. Dead on with the 4, gets the win. Kevin, 2 over. Vanderbilt Boyce is going to be chasing Jacob Hamilton. Maple Grove versus Mason-Dixon. Hamilton goes red. Boyce, 15 light, 4 over for the win. Next to Haley Fair. On the white bike, Brandon Comby. On the black and purple one, Comby gets the head start. Well, Brandon was very late. Haley wasn't great, but a lot better than that. Gets the win with the dead on 563. Jeff Cesari in the Fink Equipment lane is going to be chasing Boyd Matthias. Another Maple Grove versus Mason Dixon. Slight edge to Matthias, and he does get the win. 4 over with the 36 light. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Pro Eliminator back to 3 and 4. Pro to 3 and 4. Paul Scribani, you get the bye if there is one. Please go up lane 7. And even more important, actually a lot more important than that, Team Island Dragway, guess what? Dinner is ready. Head on over, and I trust that somebody there is going to be bringing me my small steak, medium rare, and a martini. Thank you. Here we go, round 3, Sportsman. Jeff Filer getting the head start over Joe Morena. And something bad happened with Filer. Morena, see, that's good bracket racing. He knew Filer was in trouble. You heard him get out of the throttle way early, so he didn't break out. He goes 777 for the win. It looks like Filer lost fire. All right, next pair. Almost a heads-up run with Billy Kirpins Jr. in the Fink Equipment lane up against Richard Vose in the Napa lane. Team Esta versus Team Lebanon. Kirpins with the advantage and the win. 1 over with a 19. Beats a dead on with a 2 with a 44 light margin victory. 13 thou. Reaction time just so important in these races. Next up, Dave Murrin and Nick Beeler. Mason Dixon versus Cecil. Murrin goes red. Beeler in the El Camino gets the free pass. 741 on a 736. Good. Next up, Scott Embley and Mark Ketterer, both team Maple Grove. Embley gets the head start. Well, 1 killer light. That is Embley. 3 over for the win. Ketterer breaks out. And we aren't out of Ketterers yet. Here's another one in the blue dart. Getting the head start over John Olcott, both team Maple Grove. 002 light for Alkit. He's the winner in double breakout. He's under by 8 thou. Ketterer under by 5/100ths. Here's the slowest car, the only one with a double-digit dial-in, Sammy Snap, getting the head start on Dave Harvey. Team Canada versus Island Dragway. Don't count Snap out. He made a fantastic run last time. But this time, Sammy goes red by a bunch. Dave Harvey with the win. Dead on with the 6. Finally have a name, Jeff Ronner with his gorgeous 68 Skylark. He's going to be doing the chasing. He's going to chase David Myers. David Mason Dixon, Ronner, Team Island. Myers goes red in the Buick, which looks so darn comfortable. Moves on with the 742. Next up, Russ Wilbur and Butch Weinrich. Butch in the green car, Russ in locomotive breath. They're both green. Russ Wilbur had the light, goes dead on with an 8 for the win. Butch goes 2 over. The last pair are Justin Kirkham. The little Mustang 2 will try to hold off Todd Lipke. Todd Lipke has the light but can't get it done. A double breakout. The little Mustang 2 breaks out by 6 thou and moves on to round 3. Pro round 3. Good pairing here. James Young in the Camaro, Sean Nichols in the Mustang. Team Island, Team Lebanon. Almost a heads-up race. Sean Nichols with the advantage. Dead on with a 6 for the win. James Young breaks out by 3 thou. Shawnee had 008 light. Lebanon Valley again, Pete Bushnell is going to be chasing Kevin Core. Lebanon Valley and Maple Grove. Bushnell is late and can't get it done. Kevin Core, 008, 2 over, gets an easy win. Now we get another Lebanon Valley car, Anthony Johnson in the Mercury Marauder. He's going to be chasing Joe Valencia in the Thunderstruck Plymouth Duster. Who did Thunderstruck? That's AC/DC, I think, right? Right. Valencia had the light, has the win, 3 over with a 007. Anthony 1 over, but didn't have a good light, so a whole shot win for Joe Valencia in the Thunderstruck car. Another Lebanon Valley car over in the far lane, Michael Block. He's going to get the head start over Gino Picozzi from New England in the blue Mustang. And Block goes red. Gino gets the win. 635 on a 637. Matt Smith from South Mountain in that bright green El Camino is going to try to hold off Clayton Garber in the Skylark. Team Mason-Dixon. Garber with the light. Garber with the win. 1 over with the 16. More than Matt Smith can handle. Kelly Fleming in the truck. Brian Willett in the Mustang. Oh boy. Brian was a day late and breaks out. Kelly Fleming 1 over with the 54, gets the win. Here comes Hee-Haw. That was a TV show, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. If you get a chance to see this car in the pits, go look at it. It is 100% show quality. It's going to try to hold off Rob Zetterberg's Monte Carlo. Zetterberg 001 only needs a 618 on an 09. Dennis Core in the Hee-Haw was late. Was only 1 over, but that was a whole shot win. In the far lane, Bob Bates. Team Cecil. will be chasing Bob Hartnett. Also Team Cecil. Close on the starting line, and at the top, Bates gets it in a double breakout. He's under by 1 thou. Hartnett under by a couple of hundredths. Paul Werner over in the Napa lane will be chasing Joe Clark in the Nova. Only 500 separate the two. Team Maple Grove and Team New Media. Werner with a huge advantage and an easy win. He goes 3 over. Clark breaks out, trying to hold him off. Margin off the tree was a full 1/10 of a second, which is like 2 days. Dave Parker, Lebanon Valley, try to hold off New England's Jared Kinson. Parker goes red by a bunch. Jared 013. 81 with a 3 on an 82 for the win. Next up, Ray Thurston the 4th. He's going to actually be chasing Christiana Hubbard. Killer light for Ray, and he moves on with the 2 over run. Christiana 2 over as well, but the light's a 22 and 02. 002, I should say. That's the difference. Scott Besaw. He's deadly. Jason Mazzata says, we'll see about that. Team New England, Team Esta. Besaw goes red. Mazzata 002. 1 over with the 2. 14 package. Very good run for Jason Mazzata. Here's McCougar. John Kalaga. Yeah, 00, I think a 000 light. Last run, Dave Hubbard, his competition from Esta, is going to be chasing the Cougar. Oh, baby. Twin 008 lights. Hubbard breaks out, and the Cougar 2 over moves on. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Super 1 and 2. Mr. Russell with the 71 Vega. You have the buy if there is one. Please go up lane 7. Northrop. 653 on a 696 dial. That was a little off. All right, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Team Esta is looking for a welder. They had somebody who has a bracket that needs welding. That's why we call it bracket racing. So if anybody's got a welder can help Team Esta out, go see them. Next up, Matt Wilson in the Camaro, Dave Harvey in the Le Mans. Island versus Cecil. Wilson with light. Wilson with the win. 1 over with a 26. Dave Harvey 2 over with a 40. And Scribani is not getting the buy. He's got a tough customer instead in Trish Witt. And this could be a pretty close race too. 1200's the difference in dial-ins. Scribani with the edge and the win. Trish Witt breaks out by a couple. Scribani dead on with 1 with a 24 light. Great run for him. That concludes round 3 of Pro Eliminator. All right, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. After this round, anybody that did not enter the Gamblers and did not get 2 time trials, we're going to have a cleanup session for you. There's not too many of you that qualify for that, but we are going to do that after this round of Super and then Bikes. Figure about 20 minutes. All right, Charlene Lepp in the Mustang, Team Canada. Going to get the head start over Billy Blaker, William III in the Monte Carlo. Blaker wasn't even close. The lights an 11 to a 133. Blaker 25 on a 21 for the win. Tony Zagarelli in the Corvette up against George Hoff, 66 Fairlane. Big head start, almost a second and a half for George Hoff. Two good lights, and Zagarelli makes George Hoff break out despite having a 009 light. Zagarelli dead on with the 2 with the 22 light for the win. Next pair, Dan Galinas in the Porsche up against Harley Parson in the Malibu. Malibu getting the head start. Harley dead late. Galinas dead on with the 9 with the 13 light for an easy win. Next pair, Kevin Billets in the dragsters, could be chasing Sean Barrett in the pickup truck. Lights are close. Billets gets the win. Barrett breaks out by 3. Billets 1 over with the 23 for the win. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Bikes and sleds back to the lanes. Kevin Twardowski, if there's by run, you get it. Next pair, Jason Day. 66 Mercury Comet, interesting body style, up against Zach Rothenberger in the Ed Quay Dragster, a very common body style. Zach had the light, goes 2 over for the win. Day 3 over with a 30 light, just not good enough. Next up, Casey Kovacs. Team Canada is going to be chasing Jean-Ann Zettenberg, Team Island. Lawn darts the pair. Somebody's got a perfect light. Yeah, they won. Kovacs, oh my God, dead on with the 9 trip zip 9-pack for KC Kovacs. Jean-Ann didn't do bad, 17 light, 1 over, but she wasn't in that ball game. Next up, Mark Beaton, our track champ, up against Ray Stanton, number 3 at Lebanon Valley. You'd almost figure these guys know what they're doing. I would say we're gonna see a good race here, hopefully. Oh, two great lights. And Beaton had the best light, goes dead on with the 7 with the 003, a 10 pack for Beaton. Stanton breaks out by 3 thou. Wow. Here's another great pair over in the far lane. The gold car, that's Randy Krause, multiple-time winner at the bracket finals, up against Keith Lozier, former track champ here at Lebanon Valley Dragway, racing at home, and there is an advantage to that. Killer and killer. Krause, 004, dead on with the 4 and 8 pack. Lozier, 009 and 1 over. That's a great run, but ain't good enough to beat an 8 pack. Wow. Randy Krause just showed us what he is made of. Both of them did, really. Next up, Matt Himes in the long roof, Rick Turkowski in the no roof. Dragster with the light, Dragster dead on with the 2. Hines dead on with the 4, but the light's a 30 to a 20. Turkowski gets the win. Next up, Caleb Klein, Team Mason Dixon. The far lane, Jason Amy, number 1 car from Maple Grove. Close on the line, and Jason Amy had the better light, drives around him dead on with the 2. Klein breaks out by 9 thou. Klein had a little bit better light, but it wasn't enough. In the Napa lane, Terry Benton. In the Camaro, in the Fink lane, Heather Boyko. In the Dragster. Benton with the light goes dead on with a 0, 13 pack for Terry Benton. Heather dead on with the 0, but she had a 35 light. Couple of black dragsters in the far lane. Todd Martin getting the head start over Chris Campione. Campione goes red. Todd Martin, 001. 498 with a 2. He moves on to round 3. Next pair in the dragster, David Beauchamp. He's going to be chasing Robbie Boyd in the 69 Camaro. Head start for the Camaro, only 11/100ths of a second. Beauchamp doesn't have the light, but he gets it done. Boyd off the number, margin victory, couple of hundredths of a second.
So, Bill, we can call anybody who...
All right, next pair. JW versus JW in the white car, Jackson Warders. In the white car with paint stuff on it, Jason Wilson. ND versus NE. Jackson welded him. Easy win, 002, 504. All he needed, Jason breaks out. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. If you did not get 2 time trials and you did not gamble, please come up. Lanes 1 and 2 for sportsmen, 3 and 4 for pro, 5 and 6 for super, 7 and 8 for motorcycles. Almost a heads-up race here. Jake Narr, tough customer. And he's got a tough customer in the other lane, and Jenna Nichols. Narr getting the head start by only 6/100ths of a second. Jenna has the light. Jenna dead on with a 6. 17 pack for Jenna. Makes Jake Narr break out and moves on to round 4. And the last car, Steve Russell. .004 light. And 556. Motorcycles coming up next. Motorcycles. Lightning Tisdale in the Fink Lane. Boyd Matthias. Mason Dixon over in the Napa Lane. Both left too soon. Lightning left a little too sooner. Boyd Mathias gets the win with a 567. Attention in the pits, attention in the pits. Final call for cleanup runs. Final call for cleanup runs. Haley Fair and Brian Canolis. Canolis with the head start on the red bike. Oh boy, Haley had some problems. Canolis paying attention, got out of it way early and gets the win, made sure he didn't break out. Here's the other Tisdale brother, Jeff, known as Jeffro, up against Kevin Hamilton, Mason Dixon. Hamilton was leading, had the better light, but got out of it early. Tisdale saw that, coasted by, got the easy win. Next pair, Vanderbilt Boyce Jr. in the Fink Lane. We'll be chasing Boyd Kleindienst on the red bike. Bloyd. Kind of like that.
Bill, we can call sportsmen into lanes 1.
And Boyce gets it. Kleindienst goes red by a couple of hundredths. Hey, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Sportsman, round 4, back to 1 and 2. Jay Olcott, if there's a bye, you are getting it, sir. Kevin Torgowski, the last bike. Team Maple Grove. He goes 546 with a 1 on 546 for the win in the bye run. Maple Grove doing pretty good today. I mean, we all have this track rivalry going on. We all love Lebanon Valley, but I will admit Lebanon Valley doesn't have the one key thing that Maple Grove has, and that is, probably most of you know this, the Shady Maple, the Disneyland of food. I would love to go there for dinner tonight. Maybe you could, we could get like a bunch of them to move up here and open up Shady Maple 2 in like Troy or something. That'd be great. Here's Frank Ware. We have a few cleanup runs, then we will be back into Sportsman. Check this thing out. Fred Jacobs from Esta.
You can feel free to shake your finger at him. You're not going to do that in elevation.
Fred Jacobs' wing is about as big as like some small houses I've seen. Thanks. 507. 134 miles an hour for the top sportsman looking car, Jeremy Popple, a 613. All right, attention in the pits. The lanes are now closed for makeup runs. If you didn't make it up, that is, you're not going to be able to get another run in today. All right, attention to the pits. Attention to the pits. We need Pro back to 3-4. Rob Zettenberg. If there is a buy run, you get it with the big orange Monty. Here we go, round 4. Sportsman Billy Kirpins Jr. up against Dave Harvey. Two tough customers here. Team Lebanon, Team Island. Harvey with the advantage, but he breaks out. Billy Kirpins dead on with the 2, gets the win with the 19 light. Harvey had a 006. Here comes the little Mustang that could. Justin Kirkham getting the head start over Nick Beeler in Monte Carlo, El Camino. Advantage Beeler, and he does get the win. 1 over with the 009. Kirkham, a little late with the 73, breaks out, trying to hold him off. Scott Embley in the Chevy Blazer, getting 3/10 over Joe Morena. See if the Camaro can run him down. Morena has the better light, goes 1 over, puts Scott back in the trailer. Russ Wilbur gets to take on Jeff Ronner in the luxury Buick. That car really looks like something your aunt, the cat lady, would drive. Except the cat lady has cat-like reflexes, but can run the number, runs a full 10th off, had the light, a 13 to a 94, but Russ Wilbur, 1 over, gets the win by 3 thousandths of a second. The bye run going to John Olcott, Team Maple Grove. Olcott 001 light. 59 on the 63 for the win. Pro up next. All right, attention in the pits. Attention to the pits. Final call for pro. Round 4 to the lanes. Final call for pro. All right, attention in the pits. Attention in the pits. Super Eliminator bringing back to 1 and 2. Super to 1 and 2. Mr. Kovacs. Lane 7, if there's a bye, it's yours. Ooh, I like this matchup right here to start us off. Gino Picozzi in the blue Mustang. Shawnee Nichols in the gunmetal Mustang. Slight head start for Sean. Advantage Nichols, but he can't run the number. Picozzi sneaks around him dead on with the 5, gets the win by 4 thousandths of a second. Thurston the 4th in the big 4-door. Going to be chasing Kevin Core in the 71 Demon. Looks like that should be like the opposite way around, but it ain't. Oh, baby. Another killer. And Thurston the 4th, 3 over with a 004, beats a breakout 696 with a 007. Was weird. Thurston looked like he drove that thing over the left part of the lane. Who knows? Maybe to make it harder to judge. Tom Strifignano in the pickup truck. Getting a small head start over Joe Valencia in the Dusta. Stripanano goes red. Valencia was way late. It doesn't matter. He gets the win with a 648 on a 646. Next pair, Jared Kinson. Team New England's could be chasing Paul Northrop. Team New Media. Kinson goes red by 0.02 of a second. Northrop, decent 29 light, goes 654 for the win. Kinson, 200's too fast. Looks like it's getting cooler out there, and we're going to start to see some breakouts. Next up, John Kalaga, the Magic Cougar, getting the head start over Bob Bates. Both Team Cecil. Cougar with the light, but he breaks out by 4. Bates dead on with 1 with a 58 for the win. Couple of Gen 3s. Paul Scribani in the Camaro in the Napa lane, and Matt Wilson in the Camaro in the Fink lane. An 86 and an 87. Scribani with the light and the win, dead on with the 2 with the 15 light. Wilson 2 over, that was all she wrote. Next pair, Kelly Fleming in the Kermit Green pickup truck. Getting the head start over Clayton Garber in the Skylark. Both team Mason Dixon. Mason Dixon having a good day today. Well, Kelly went red. Clayton had a perfect light. Goes a 601 for the win. Good pairing here. Maple Grove's Paul Werner in the Fink Equipment lane, getting the head start over Jason Mazzata, one of the steady runners from New England Dragway. Light's fairly close. And Mazzata gets it. Werner breaks out by 8th thou. Mazzata dead on with the 9 with the 28 light for the win. And check it out, Rob Zetterberg really does get the bye run. And Big Ol' Monty, 609 dialing. I'm saying he's going quicker. I'm saying he's going 06. Picks front wheels up pretty good. How about that? 606 with a 6. Just come up to the tower before every run. I'll dial you in. All right, that does it for Pro Super. Up next. All right, so we're going to take a few minutes, do a little track prep for Super, and they will be out next. All right, Super coming out. We got some great matchups in store. I'm not sure what the payout's going to be, but I'll tell you, especially in the two big classes, somebody is going home wealthy tonight. First pair, Lebanon Valley Racer versus a former Lebanon Valley Racer. Bill Blaker III in the Monte Carlo getting the head start over Dave Beauchamp. Beauchamp 007 breaks out by 7th out. Double breakout. Blaker under by 300. Slights 007 and 015. Beauchamp moves on. Next, we're going to have Zach Rothenberger in the dragster chasing Dan Galinas in the Porsche. Rothenberger with the light, but he breaks out by more than Dan Galinas. Galinas escapes with the win. All right, attention in the pits. So attention in the pits. Motorcycles back to 7 and 8, please. Motorcycles back to 7 and 8. Next up, the head start going to Anthony Zagarelli in the Corvette. Rich Turkowski in the Ed Quay car is going to try to run him down. Lights pretty much identical. And Zagarelli takes it in a double breakout. He's under by 4th thou. Turkowski under by 6th thou. Next up, over in the Napa lane, Todd Martin from Island Dragway. He is going to be chasing Jenna Nichols, but only 300ths of a sec differentiate these two. Jenna racing for Team New Media Dragway. Jenna goes red by a thou. Martin 014. 497 on a 498. Jenna breaks out by 2 as well. Next up, the Vega of Steve Russell. We'll try to hold off my fellow redhead, Jackson Worders. Jackson goes red by 3 thou. Steve Russell 009 green. Dead on with a 4. 15 pack. Mark Beaton, track champ here at Lebanon Valley, taking on Jason Amy. Number 1, Maple Grove. Number 1, Lebanon Valley. Amy was not late. Mark Beaton was in a double breakout. Jason Amy moves on to round 5. Terry Benton in the Camaro, Kevin Billets in the Dragster. Camaro had light, but he broke out. Kevin Billets with 42 light, dead on with 1, stays in the picture. Last pair over in the far lane, Randy Krause up against Casey Kovacs. He would have had the bye run if there was one. And look at the dial-ins. They're only 1/100th of a second apart. Hey, how are you? Good. Good to see you.
Hi, Denise. I'm still in my natural grid wear. Dedication. Yep. Hey, Wayne. Looks good downstairs. Good idea. Oh, I'm here. Yeah. I wasn't gonna make it, but I had to make it. Yeah, I'm gonna be leaving Saturday to go to that funeral, and you know, it's a tough one.
Kovacs with the edge, but he breaks out. Randy Krause dead on with a 0 with the 21. Takes the last pair in Super. Bikes and sleds coming up next. But we have one time trial first. Rich Wendler, Island Dragway. All right, motorcycles, round 4. Over in the Napa lane, Boyd Mathias. He will be getting the head start over Vanderbilt Boyce Jr. Attention to the pits. So attention to the pits. Sportsmen back to 1 and 2, please. Sportsmen back to 1 and 2. Oh, two good lights. Anybody's race at the top, and boy, Matthias gets in a double breakout. He's under by 1,000th of a second. Next pair, Jeffro, a.k.a. Jeff Tisdale, will be getting the head start over Kevin Twidarski. Pretty close, only 1,300ths between the two bikes. Oh, baby, Jeffro nailed the light. 008, 563 on a 59, knocks out Twidarski. And the by run going too. I would guess his friends probably call him Brian Cannoli. What do you think? They got to. Brian Canolis, Team Mason Dixon. Canola's 002 red. That doesn't matter on the by run. He goes 586 on 585. That does it for bikes. Well, we're down to 3 bikes. Yeah. And and a reminder to all racers, if you go to the semifinals, you're going to have money coming, but you've got to pick it up promptly tonight. If you don't pick it up, whoosh, like a little bird, it will disappear. Sportsman, this is your last call. Sportsman, let's get him back. attention to the pits. Attention to the pits. Pro Eliminator, we need you back to 3 and 4. Pro to 3 and 4. And Mr. Garber, should there be a bye, it belongs to you. Five cars left in Sportsman, one of them Billy Kirpins Jr. Almost a heads-up race with Joe Morena III. Morena getting a head start of 2/100ths of a second. Kirpins with the edge and the win. 747, all he needs on his 740 dial. Morena both slow and late, and not a good place to be. And speaking of Lebanon Valley, here's Russ Wilbur taking on John Olcott from Maple Grove. Olcott goes red. Wilbur with the free ride. Dead on with a 0. So we got 3 cars left. 2 of them are Lebanon Valley cars. And since Mr. Beeler has the bye run here, logic dictates we will have at least 1 car in the final round. Beeler 741 on 738, 35 light. We are down to 3 in Sportsman. All right, Pro Eliminator down 9 cars. They're coming up now. All right, and attention to the pits. Attention to the pits. Super Eliminator back to 1 and 2, please. Super to 1 and 2. First pair, Gino Picozzi will be chasing Joe Valencia in the Thunderstruck Dusta. Oh, it's getting dark early. It must not be summer anymore. Oh boy, somebody's late. And it ain't Joe Valencia. 3 over with 54 light gets the win. Attention, Super. Dave Beauchamp, you have the bye if there is one. Ray Thurston the 4th. And Bob Bates, 2 really good racers here in Mason-Dixon and Cecil County. Thurston, a 004. Bates goes red by 6 thou. Thurston picks up more, 668 on a 672. Next pair, Paul Northrop getting the head start over Rob Zetterberg. Big block Chevy versus a small block. Two good lights. Zetterberg a little better, and he gets the win. 1 over with the 10 light. Northrop breaks out by 1/100th of a second with a 17 light. In the far lane, Paul Scribani from Lebanon Valley is going to be chasing Jason Mazzata, the New England guy, in the Chevy Nova. Scribani goes red, but Mazzata's got a perfect light. He goes 625 with a trip zip to get the win. Scribani goes red by 16/100ths. Pardon me, 16 thousandths. And the bye run going to Clayton Garber. The Buick Skylark, 1970 version. Basically the same body as the Chevelle of that year. Garber 001 red. Got a 602 on the window, and he goes 604. All right, attention to the pits. Attention to the pits. Motorcycles back to 7 and 8, please. Motorcycles back to 7 and 8. And Jeffro, you got the bye, sir. And do want to let everybody know we are doing round robin for the rest of the night. We have just a few rounds to go. We want to get this all done so we can do more important things than race, which is eat and drink. Here we go, Super Eliminator, round 5. Believe we are down to 8 cars. First pair, Anthony Zagarelli in the Corvette. Almost a head. Now check this out. This is pretty much a heads-up rate. 100th difference. Look at the two cars. This does not look like it should be a heads-up race, but it is. And somebody's got a perfect light. And that's who won. Steve Russell. Perfect light with the 57. Zagarelli 5 over with the 008. Steve Russell, a great run, moves into the semifinals. Next up, Todd Martin in the Dragster. Team Island up against Dan Galinas, Team New England in the Porsche. And Galinas, 008. Dead on with the 2, a 10-pack for Dan Galinas. Todd Martin, red lights, makes it easy. But what a run for the Porsche. Next up, Randy Kraus in the gold car in the Fink lane. He is going to be chasing Kevin Billets in the gray dragster. Almost a heads-up race, only 600 separate the two. Billets with the light. Billets 1 over for the win. Kraus breaks out by 5 thousandths. The lights 008 to an 023. Next up, Jason Amy and David Beauchamp. Both a little late, but it's close. Anybody's race at the top. And Dave Beauchamp, 2 over to a 5 over for the win. Hey, sportsmen, semifinals, we need you back to the lanes. Remember, we are going round robin after this. With this, Russ Wilbur, you have the free ride into the final round. All right, semifinals in motorcycles. Brian Canolis in the Fink Equipment lane. Boyd Mathias in the Napa lane. Could be pretty cool. We're going to have a final with an old style and a new style bike. These are both new style Hayabusas with the extended wheelbase and the long fenders. Mathias, red lights. Canolis takes 584 on 585 into the final round. He's going to race this dude right here. Jeff Tisdale, who is not going to make a run. He is just going to take the light, and he's going to shut it off and go back and wait for Mr. Canolis. His brother helping him. These two brothers have won more motorcycle races and championships up here than you can count. While it's quiet, just a reminder to all remaining racers, we are going round robin, so as soon as you win, come on back. Cold Sportsman, we need pro as soon as we can. We want to get super in. We want to get the race done. Further reminder to our racers, if you got to the semifinals today, you have money coming. That's the good news. The bad news is you can't wait till tomorrow to get it. You need to get it ASAP. Go to the first floor tower office and get paid. Again, while it's quiet, Team Esta needs a welder for some brackets. If you can help them out, please go over to the Esta Pit area and chat with them. So Russ Wilbur, the locomotive breath, is getting the bye run into the final. So we just have to see if it's going to be an all Lebanon Valley final or if Nick Beeler in the El Camino is going to get in there. And this is a very interesting round right here. Kirpins and Beeler 200ths apart. Kirpins technically getting the head start of a couple of hundredths of a second. Oh boy. Something happened to Billy's truck. It broke. Beeler was very much aware, slows to an 8:03. So it will be Beeler and Wilbur in the final round. And Russ Wilbur coming up with the bye into the final. $824 and $820. a few minutes, we will run the final in Sportsman. Pro will be coming up next. We're down to 5 cars. Super Eliminator semifinals. Bring them back. Pro, you should be in lanes. And I think the motorcycle final is back there as well. All right, coming out first, quarterfinals. In Pro, we got 5 cars left. Great pair to start us off. Ray Thurston the fourth in the 4-door Plymouth Belvedere. Team Mason Dixon. Okay, golf cart on the return road. Please move. You cannot sit there. Golf cart, we need you moved, please. Rob Zetterberg is going to be doing the chasing. Zetterberg goes red. Thurston is a little off that time with the 51, but he moves on to the semifinals. Next pair, Thunderstruck. Joe Valencia having a great day with Big Block Duster. He's going to get the head start over Clayton Garber and the Chevy-powered Buick Skylark. Mazzata, 619 with 1 on a 620 dial. He will be in the semifinals. Super Eliminator coming up next. Semifinals. First pair, Super Eliminator David Beauchamp having a great day. He's going to get a little bit of a head start over Steve Russell's Vega. The Vega very stock appearing, but it actually is a lot quicker than it looks. The fact that the Vega is going to be chasing this dragster is actually kind of funny. Russell goes red. Dave Beauchamp is going into the final round. 13 light, 565 with a 3. Now, who's he going to race? Is it going to be Dan Galinas in the Chevy-powered Porsche? Or is it going to be Kevin Billets, Lebanon Valley car, in the dragster? Both of them having fantastic days. Galena's red lights, Kevin Billets going into the final round for Lebanon Valley. He goes 493 on a 492 with the 007 light. So it's going to be Dave Beauchamp, the ex-Lebanon Valley racer, versus Kevin Billets, the current Lebanon Valley racer, in the final of the first day's Gamblers in Super. Now we have the final round in motorcycle. In the far lane, the Napa lane, Brian Canolis. Berkeley Springs, Team Mason-Dixon. He's going to get the head start of a quarter of a second on the Hayabusa. Jeff Tisdale from Glastonbury, Connecticut, Team Lebanon Valley, is going to try to run him down. And Jeff Tisdale wins at Canolis Red Lights by 005. Jeffro, a 10 light and a 558 for the win. Congratulations to Jeff Tisdale and Team Lebanon Valley getting the first win of the day. Russ Wilbur, we need you to the lanes for the final, please. Russ Wilbur to the lanes. Once again, the remaining cars in Pro and Super, we need you all back to the final round, to the staging lanes. You know what I meant. Well, all right, we are almost there. I want to thank everybody who's been listening to the live feed, either on YouTube or Facebook. Hope you are enjoying today. We're down to 3 cars in pro and final rounds in super and motorcycles. We have most of the cars in the lanes, and we will be running them as soon as we can. And we are waiting for Mr. Thurston and Mr. Billets. So if you guys can get up here ASAP, we would most appreciate it. Final round number 2 coming up. Sportsman. Not sure what happened with Billy Jr.'s truck. Hope it's not too major. Great final round here. Nick Beeler, 78 El Camino, Team Cecil County. He's from Douglasville, Pennsylvania. He is going to be chasing, giving up 85 hundredths of a second to Russ Wilbur. Russ Wilbur having a great day in the locomotive breath. 66 Bel Air, racing for Lebanon Valley. Beeler with the light, and the advantage goes dead on with the 7 with the 007 light, 14 pack. Russ Wilbur, well, yeah, 42 light, goes 2 over. Not a bad run, but not good enough to get the win. Congratulations to Mr. Beeler and the crew, today's Sportsman champions. Once again, great run for Beeler, a very convincing final round. All righty, we got race cars. Pro Eliminator semifinals. Ooh, I like this one. In the Fink equipment lane, Ray Thurston, the fourth. In the 66 Plymouth four-door, racing for Mason Dixon. He's got a tough customer, Jason Mazzata. Number 2 car from New England. Here we go. Mazzata, red lights. That's what, 3 in a row, 4 in a row? Thurston, 667 on a 670. He's going to be in the final round. Against the yellow Mopar, it looks like he is just going to take the tree. Joe Valencia. And that is what he is going to do. So it's going to be Ray and Joe in the final. We are waiting for the final round in Super Eliminator. All right, here we go. Super Eliminator Gamblers, final round over in the Napa Lane. Kevin Billets, Lebanon Valley, number 7 car. He's going to be chasing Dave Beauchamp from Monton, Pennsylvania. 97 Cressman Dragster, racing for Team Mason Dixon. Oh my. Dave Beauchamp had 001 but breaks out by 2. Billets, a 23 light and 1 over, is today's Super Gamblers winner. Congratulations to the huge Billets clan, who also happen to be team captains at Lebanon Valley. That's a nice way to start off the weekend. We are down to the pro final. We'd like to get those cars back in the lanes ASAP so we can run the final of the finals. Ray Thurston, we are waiting for you, sir. One further reminder, all racers, if you got to the semifinals, you have money coming to you, and you need to pick it up tonight. So if you haven't yet, please head directly down to the first floor tower office. Get your cash. Money is good. Well, I hear race engines. That can only mean the final of the day. All right, the final. Sticking in the Fink Lane, Ray Thurston the fourth, Northumberland, Pennsylvania, racing for Mason Dixon. 67 Plymouth Belvedere four-door. Getting a head start of 2,200 over Joe Valencia, New Oxford, Pennsylvania, racing for Mason Dixon. So Elmer has got to win today. Oh, man. Thurston breaks out. He had a 15 light. Valencia 003 and 4 over for the win. Great final round. Congratulations to the Thunderstruck of Joe Valencia. Everybody have a fun night. We will see you in the morning.